you to just close your eyes, relax, rest in the presence, and hold space.
Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamare. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamare. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Omega Dantaya Vidmahi Vakrajandaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamare. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamare. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Om Vakratundaya Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Suklam Bharadram Vishnu Sasivarnam Chaturvujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavignyopashantaye. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Om
Namaste. Welcome to our weekly online Satsang. Satsang is a Sanskrit word that means community of truth. Basically, just simply a spiritual community of people who are on the path of awakening and the flowering of their hearts in oneness with the divine. It's essential that we be part of some community in our spiritual journey. We may be way out there by ourselves, and that's okay up to a point. We need to connect with others, and that's one of the beautiful things that the internet provides the opportunity for. That said, we still encourage you to find a group of at least one or two others in your physical proximity who you resonate with, who are on the path of awakening, and you can share your journeys and share blessings and share your strength together. It's very exponentially strengthening when we join together our inner peace and our light. So thank you for joining us here tonight. Our work is to help awaken as many people as quickly as possible on planet Earth, so that a shift in the collective consciousness will take place when enough people, enough individuals have awakened. It's one person at a time, but eventually we're going to reach that critical mass where the whole collective shifts from the insanity of competition, conflict, and war into cooperation, harmony, and peace. And it'll just dawn in the heart like, why didn't we think of that like 1,000,000 years ago? But philosophical movements, political movements, religious movements won't bring about this change on earth. It requires the awakening of the human heart in oneness with the divine, in oneness with one another and with all that exists. When that begins to happen, you watch the world shift. In the meantime, join us in the work of helping people to awaken quickly. We have a tool that we share, the Flowering Heart Blessing, which is a direct transmission of divine grace, light, and love that catalyzes awakening in the heart of the receiver. If you're already awakening, it speeds up the journey and removes blocks. If you're awakened already, well, it's not a destination. The Flowering Heart Blessing will help you continue to expand and expand and expand in infinite oneness. So, that's what we do here. We're sharing that blessing right now. You're soaking in it, and it's free. And once you've received it once, which you are right now, if you connect with this energy, with this presence, then you are already initiated just by virtue of receiving it once. The Sanskrit name for blessing, the word is Diksha. And Diksha is translated all kinds of ways these days, but other than being translated as blessing, it's often, if not most often, translated as initiation. Receiving the Flowering Heart Blessing is itself an initiation in the path of awakening that you can share with others just by inviting the divine to flow through you as an instrument. So we invite you to join us in sending the Flowering Heart Blessing to everyone who's in the satsang tonight, and for the many, many, many more people that will be watching it between tonight and next Monday. See, this blessing is spirit, and spirit is unbounded by time or space. There's no distance, there's no time, it's all now. And so if someone watches this recording, this video, next Friday, then they're going to feel exactly the same presence, exactly the same blessing working on them that we are here tonight. So, thank you for joining with us in that. Please remember, if you're on Facebook Live, to give us a thumbs up or a heart. We go in at the end, we see the names of people that have dropped in, and I keep going back looking all week long and send little extra hugs and blessings to you. All you got to do is click that heart or that thumbs up symbol. If you're on Vimeo, you can just leave a message in the chat. Hi, it's me. I just wanted you to know I was here. And we always look there as well. So thank you for being part of this gathering tonight. The only announcement I can think of would probably be the new book club. We started a book club about, 4 or 6 months ago. And we just finished the first book. So if you missed out on that, this would be an ideal time if you're drawn to the subject matter. The book club is every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we also stream it live on Zoom. You can come here in person to the center. We like that best, but we have a number of people that have been faithfully doing it on Zoom, and it's been working really well. The subject of the book club is Christian mysticism, contemplation, transformation and divine union. And we touch on something called contemplative prayer, which is the traditional Christian name for what could otherwise be called Christian meditation. For centuries, it was simply referred to as resting in God or resting in the presence, which is something that most of us are quite familiar with, experiencing, invoking, and resting in the presence. And that's, to me, the most spontaneous and graceful way to meditate I'm aware of. But it's good to have some guidance and to join together with a group that's doing it actively. So the book club discusses chapters of the book that we're using, and then afterwards, for 20 minutes, we do a group centering prayer session, which is a very beautiful and powerful contemplative practice that when you do it in a group takes on a deeper dimension. And you're welcome to join us at any time, but this is a great time because we're just beginning Invitation to Love, the Way of Christian Contemplation. And I think if you look it up online at Amazon, it's Invitation to Love 20th Anniversary Edition. It's important to get that 20th Anniversary Edition because they've made some amendments, additions, and different page numbers, so we'll all be on the same page together. Invitation to Love, the Way of Christian Contemplation. It's an amazing book, compiled from a series of video teachings, initially called The Spiritual Journey, given by Thomas Keating, a highly awakened monk of the Trappist order that I had the good fortune to know over the years and sit under his teaching. And elements were drawn from that video series that was filmed during intensive centering prayer retreats and put in this book, Invitation to Love. It really gives a sense of the different levels of mystical prayer, the destination of divine union that it's leading to, some of the signposts, some of the obstacles, ways to recognize where you might be on that journey. And it also merges together the traditional classic language of Christian spiritual mysticism with modern psychology and science, which I think is quite a feat. But these days, when we're going to talk about the transformation of human consciousness, definitely modern psychology has a lot to contribute. And so it's a wonderful book. You can get it in a day or two from Amazon. And if you'd like to join us, we're going to be going over the introduction, discussing the introduction and chapter 1. So you can start right at the beginning and be caught up with us.
You were holding it by the subtitles.
So if you are interested, contact me or just go to our website, floweringheart.org. And the top button on the menu on the left of the home page says Book Club. If you click there, it takes you to a page with all the information, a lot of information, and importantly, the Zoom link for where you would go on Sunday afternoon if you're going to join us over the internet. And we have international participants already, so that's no barrier. All right.
Tell them the time.
2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, U.S. time, Eastern Daylight. And don't think we have any other announcements tonight. So, a lot of you are familiar with what we do. We start with that silent time of meditation as the music plays, and then we share announcements, and we like to open it after that to questions and answers on the spiritual journey. Areas of the journey to divine union, to awakening, where you might like clarity, a deeper insight and understanding. If you ask, we tug on the divine who gives us inspiration to share with you. And that's your part to play in the satsang, is to share what you're going through, what you'd like to know more about. And we'll give you a few minutes to check that inner voice and see if your spirit might be saying, hey, why don't you ask about this? You've been pondering it for a while. And that will help all of us, because even though our journeys are all unique and different, they parallel one another in significant ways. We all go through the same ups and downs and challenges on the spiritual journey. So it helps us all. While you have time to think about that, I like to share little articles and lists of quotes from a website called inspiringquotes.com. A group of authors write these very simple, brief articles on inspired topics, relevant topics, and then share a list of quotes from inspired people from throughout history that reflect on those topics. I was having a hard time deciding again today. I kind of like this one that's 13 quotes every stubborn person needs to read. But then, I don't know, I think the one that won was the meaning of inner beauty, the true meaning of beauty, in 14 quotes. So, let's see. The author of this particular little article is here somewhere. Brooke Robinson. And actually, we read an article from her last week, I think. Brooke is Inspiring Quotes editor. She's a bibliophile, a cinephile, that means she loves movies, and a curry enthusiast based in Cleveland, Ohio. Well, we share all of that in common. We love books, we love movies, and we love curry. So, thank you, Brooke, for these insights about inner beauty. Here's what she has to say. In a world full of filters, airbrushed images, and extensive anti-aging skincare routines, it can be hard for any of us to feel as if our physical beauty measures up. Society often seems to prioritize attractiveness over moral goodness, and places ever-increasing demands on just how beautiful we should strive to be. But as we all surely know by now, looks fade. No matter how much sunscreen and retinol we slather on our skin, how much time we spend pumping iron at the gym, or how well we monitor our nutritional intake. As Dolly Parton's character said in 1989's Steel Magnolias, quote, "Honey, time marches on, and eventually you realize it's marching across your face." Unquote. The good news is that true beauty is everlasting and has nothing to do with our physical appearance. Rather, it's based on the tenderness of our hearts. A truly beautiful person glows from the inside out, radiating kindness, selflessness, and thoughtfulness. If you're someone who makes those around you feel seen, listened to, and cared for, there's nothing prettier than that. And here are the quotes. Outer beauty attracts, but inner beauty captivates. Kate Angel. You are beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down. Oh no, you're beautiful in every single way. Christina Aguilera. When you're tempted to get down on yourself because of the way you look on the outside, remember that your true beauty comes from who you are on the inside. Mandy Hale. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, But when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Exterior beauty, without the depth of a kind soul, is merely decoration. Source unknown. That's always seemed so ridiculous to me that people want to be around someone because they're pretty. It's like picking your breakfast cereals based on color instead of taste. John Green. If you retain nothing else, always remember the most important rule of beauty. Who cares? Tina Fey. True beauty is not related to what color your hair is or what color your eyes are. True beauty is about who you are as a human being, your principles, your moral compass. Ellen DeGeneres. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth. The first epistle of St. Peter, chapter 3, verses 3 and 4. True beauty is about celebrating authenticity. Pamela Anderson. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. John Keats. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen nor even touched, but just felt in the heart. Helen Keller. My number one beauty tip is happiness. Bobby Brown. A person who has good thoughts cannot ever be ugly. You can have a wonky nose and a crooked mouth and a double chin and stick out teeth. But if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely. Roald Dahl. I don't know if you were connecting some of who these people were to what they were saying. The one that said people are like stained glass, they're beautiful when the light hits them, the sun shines. When the darkness comes, their beauty can only be seen by the light from within, behind the window. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was that great researcher in death and dying. And I truly knew what she was talking about. And well, St. Peter, you've probably heard of him. And the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, but just felt in the heart. That was Helen Keller, who, of course, was totally blind and deaf as well, right? So her senses were largely shut off. But she had this tremendous sense of beauty and love and gratitude and the ability to communicate on a dramatic level with people. And she's saying the most beautiful things can't even be seen. So I thought it would be good to go back and point out who some of these folks were, because it makes what they said more poignant. Okay. So, Ekaterina asks, or says, when I'm sad about my son, I like to ask for help of the Divine Mother, or the feminine side of God. But when I need a powerful intervention in my job, I think of the Father, or the Most High. And with problems like my partner, I like Jesus to be present. My question is it okay, in order to feel closer to God, to approach him, her, in these different ways? Well, yes, of course. There are some things that are more properly understood and experienced through the divine feminine, the divine mother, because mothers have these essential qualities of nurturance and protection and caring. And so it makes perfect sense to reach out to the mother. When you're looking for strength, and protection, of course, a strong father figure. There's only one God. These are not three separate gods. And sure, when you're talking about your partner, it makes sense to connect with Jesus and asking for help. So all of them makes perfect sense, actually, as long as we understand it's not three different gods, it's three personalities through whom the divine is relating to humanity. In India, there are millions upon millions upon millions of deities. And so the Christian missionaries that first went there said, oh, these are polytheists, they're pagans, they're worshiping millions of gods. But if you talk to a Hindu, they would say there's just one God, and it's formless. God is formless. But that formless God manifests through myriad forms in the universe, which is really in line with, for instance, Eastern Orthodox Christian teaching talks about everything in creation being a sacrament or a doorway to grace if we can connect with God in it and through it. So, it makes perfect sense. I like this little elephant guy back here. One of the Indian ones, Ganesh. We play his mantra at the beginning of these satsangs in case you ever wondered what that mantra chant is playing while we're meditating at the beginning. Ganesh is a chubby, fat boy with the head of an elephant. Because Shiva was his daddy and he didn't know his son because he'd been up in the mountains doing whatever Shiva did in the mountains, meditating all day, days on end, weeks, years. And he comes down and Parvati, his wife, is bathing nude in the jungle, and Ganesh is standing guard so that she's not violated. And up comes Shiva, and it's like, who the heck are you? And Shiva takes his trident and cuts off the boy's head before he even realizes it's his own son. Talk about scandal. So they search through all over looking for a head. And they can't find a head. But what they did find is an old enlightened elephant. And that enlightened elephant was one with God and a beautiful creature, and offered his life. Take my head and give it to the boy. And so they did. And magically, Ganesh got a new head, an elephant head. So he's this goofy looking guy that's chubby, and here he is dancing on one leg, all fat, and I've had a number of experiences with him, but even fat boys whose dads knocked their heads off can dance with poise and grace in the divine presence. And that just kind of spoke to me because things weren't always easy between me and my dad, and that was a real reminder that so what? We can still have balance and poise and grace and beauty. Talk about inner beauty. This guy's fat and he's got the head of an elephant. And he's one of the most beautiful, beautiful beings. Okay, but really, this is just a form or an emanation through which the one God spoke to a certain people in a certain place and time. But I like him, so
It's kind of funny that they could attach an elephant head but not reattach the child's head.
It makes a good story.
It does.
Okay. Are there any other questions? I love talking about Ganesh. And but my point of bringing up India and the misunderstanding that people are worshiping millions of gods, no, there's just one. And these are all like emanations of that one divine being. So similarly, people look at Christianity and the Trinity and they go, oh, they worship three gods. Well, no, there's just one. But this one has expressed itself through a father person, a brother partner person, a mother person. These are just aspects, really, of one divine that so powerfully touch people's lives. So,
And we have to find a balance for ourselves of what's the most comfortable relationship with the divine presence. Because if we don't feel comfortable, we're feeling judged, we're feeling condemned, we're feeling scared or fear, you know, then that's not the relationship that's going to foster unconditional love and self-love. So any way that you can approach the divine presence that makes you feel the strongest connection is the most important.
yeah. The divine is not offended if you choose to relate to it as formless, a formless presence or a formless being. Some people, no, you need to relate to it in the name of the Father, the Son, or the Holy Spirit, or you need to choose a particular divine form. Well, as I understand it, the divine doesn't have an ego. The divine doesn't have a self that gets offended. The divine just loves us so much, it just wants to connect. So if you feel easier relating to the divine as a great eagle soaring in the heavens, I don't think that makes you an idolater. Francis of Assisi, I mean, he was a Christian saint, and he the canticle to Brother Sun, Brother Sun, Sister Moon, is so powerful, where Francis is singing praise be to God in Brother Sun, praise be to God in Sister Moon, praise be to God. And he's singing to all the elements and praising God in them. He's not praising the sun, he's praising God in and through the sun, because God is present in and through and beyond all that exists. So, like Suzanne said, whatever you're most comfortable with, I think that'll be a good starting point with your divine. And then just see how it goes from there. Suzanne started with a rock.
I did. And I moved on to SpongeBob.
Oh, how things change. So, I'm looking. I'm not seeing any more questions.
Well, it's close enough to the time when we usually start.
Okay then, how about if everyone would close your eyes and invoke the presence and begin to drink in the grace that is surrounding you as you invoke the presence and flowing to you, filling you as you just drink it in and absorb it. This divine presence is pure unconditional love. There's no judgment at all in the sense that we've thought of judgment. Judgment just means, discernment on a certain level, and the divine is pure love and accepts you exactly as you are, with whatever faults or quirks you may have. There is no distance between you and the divine. The divine is not holding you at arm's length. The very feelings of separation from the divine, of absence of the light, these are illusions of the mind. These are the illusions that have convinced most of humanity that we're separate from one another, separate from God. And it's not true. The truth is, inside the divine, you move and live and have your being. And the divine dwells within you in all of its fullness. And it yearns to dissolve those veils of delusion, of deception, of separateness, darkness and lovingly draw you into the embrace of oneness with Divine Source. This presence is all-knowing, all-powerful, and well able to do it if we simply consent and let go. The presence knows exactly what you need before you ever ask. It yearns to free you from suffering, to dissolve wrong thinking and programming, and to flood your soul, your mind and emotions with divinely inspired ideas. To shine out into your physical body, dissolving disease and pain and filling you with divine life. It yearns to shine through you into your relationships to heal them and set them right. So just relax and receive the blessing of the Almighty. Keep breathing it in, drinking it in. Nothing to do but allow it. Allow the divine to draw you in and flood you with grace. Now imagine, visualize us sitting in a circle, a blessing circle, with our eyes closed. Lift up your hands with your palms open, facing forward. Let us take a strong intention together for the divine to pour the flowering heart blessing through all of us to each other. Visualize in the center of our circle the planet Earth. And let us take an intention together that the divine will pour divine love into the hearts of all human beings on this planet to melt away the fear, the anger, the hatred, and the violence. And flood every human heart, every human mind on the face of this planet with peace that passes all understanding. Let us take an intention that the divine will help us to heal the relationship between humanity and nature and heal the planet Earth. Now you can relax your hands on your lap. And when you're ready, open your eyes and begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me. Just keep looking at least one of our eyes. There's nothing else to do, just keep looking and receive. As the light meditation begins, Suzanne and I are filled with oceans of love and light and grace. It pours through our entire being to you, especially through our eyes. Mystics have called the eyes the doorways of the soul. The light streams out through our eyes, in through your eyes, into your spiritual heart of hearts, causing the flames of divine love and the light of spiritual awakening to burn brighter and brighter and brighter within you. Just receive and keep looking. could close your eyes now. Meditate with us for a few more minutes as the grace settles within us. Now keep meditating as long as you like, or find a place nearby to lie down in Shavasana. That's to lie comfortably on your back with your eyes closed and your arms loosely at your sides with your palms open, turned upward. And just let yourself dissolve in gratitude in the presence. We love you very much.
Much love, light, and blessings.
Until we meet again, know that the divine in us beholds the divine in you, and we bow to you.